Heck yeah, man.
How about you, man? Where you at?
Where am I at, man? It's been a long, like, month and a half. So, like you guys know, but so my nephew passed away in June 13th, unexpectedly. So, like he was only 7 years old. And so, I mean, something like that. Like, I feel like if your parents passed away or somebody that you knew passed away and they were sick and you kind of knew it was coming, it's a little easier to deal with. But when it's like a sudden loss, you know, it definitely takes a toll on you. So, it's been a hard month, man, but you know, the family's been like just like rallying together. So I work for Liquid Death, as you guys know. The company's been like amazing. They gave me like time off that I needed. So like I took like a week off at first, and they were like, dude, like take as much as you need, you know, like we get it, you know, we get it. So they like donated a bunch, like a decent amount of money to like my family for like the burial and stuff.
Liquid Death did?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and then they sent like flowers to my sister, and then they were offering to pay. So we had like a thing called like a meal train. So basically like you sign up for like taking like the person like comfort meals and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, like let's pay for food, let's do this. We're like, dude, it's covered, don't worry. Like you guys have done enough. Like they really took care of me. So like and I've been getting like emails and texts from everybody like asking where I am, and you know, it's been a really hard month, but you know, like the family's really like rallied around and stuff. And so like the day before my nephew passed, he was swimming at my sister's house, which is his godmother. And like I guess it was like a really good day, and I was kind of bummed out that I missed it. Like I wasn't invited, and I'm always invited to like all that stuff.
You're like, what the fuck?
I don't do what the fuck. Like all of a sudden you guys are swimming and I'm out there and it's like fucking 100 degrees. But yeah, so they swam. My sister had a GoPro, and she was recording everything, and like he had like the greatest day. Like you could just tell he had so much fun. So my nephew has he had cerebral palsy. So we think that was part of what happened. So like we think he may have rolled over, and it might have caused him to like stop breathing. So yeah, so just seeing him like having a really good day the day before, it was pretty awesome to see that. So,
and you were really close with him, right?
Oh yeah, so like I mean me and my sister lived together for a bit, so he was always like around. Like that was my dude, man.
Yeah.
So it was pretty tough. So, but yeah, so we had the funeral finally after like a month or so, last Monday. So it was nice to like just finally get everything taken care of, and you know, see all the planning that we did. Obviously my sister went through a lot for losing her son and stuff. So what we ended up doing was we took care of like all the like the arrangements and all that stuff, because I mean, how could you plan that, you know? So me and my sisters took care of it. It was good, man, and it was pretty cool to see like everything that we planned and stuff like kind of coming into fruition and stuff. So dude, his plot is like so sick. It's like right on like a corner, and it's like right underneath a tree. So it's so sick. So
that shade.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, we went there on, what was it, Saturday or Sunday? And we just like hung out with like my family. And stuff. So yeah, man, it was nice. And went back to work finally, and man, it's been a busy week. The brand's taking off. It's doing great. But you know what? It was nice to have like a really good like break from like reality and just like be home and
family.
You know, like lament and just feel like just let everything out that you need to. Like, dude, like for the first week, I was like crying for every little thing, dude. I was like I'm watching like Disney Plus, and like my nephew loved Moana, and like I would see it, I'm like, oh no, like I start just bawling, dude. And but yeah, man, I mean, it was a really good week this week, and I think that set the tone for it, you know, just finally letting my nephew go, and you know, laying him to rest. And yeah, man, it was a busy week at work, finally being back. Emo night was great. Yeah, dude, it was, even though some guy tried to fight me.
Like, now's not the time, bro.
For real, dude. I was like,
time, bro.
And like when his girl was like, anyways, his girl was trying to hit me, and I just looked at him like, I'm like, bro, come on. Like, really, bro?
Dude,
come on.
And not to like change the subject, she ended up behind me on stage at some point, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, I wanted to just like kick her off, but I was like, let me just, you know. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was good. It was good to like recharge my batteries, I guess you could say. You know, just to take that time off.
And this just to kind of go off of, you know, how you're doing better now.
Yeah.
What did you find some things where you mentioned like just being able to be with family is also a good like way to just recharge but is there anything that you kind of found yourself kind of doing during that time to kind of, you know, either get you to feel either like a pick me up or something to help you relax?
Yeah, definitely. well, in his case, so I guess thinking about like life after death, or like what happens when we die, and like thinking the best case scenario. So, like, people say like when you go to heaven, like you're complete. So thinking like my nephew never spoke a word, he never walked. So finally feeling like he was actually able to do all that stuff. I think that was pretty cool.
Dang.
Getting emotional, bro.
Does he? Did your sister have other kids, or was
Yeah,
it
she has 2 others.
Okay.
A boy and a girl.
So I'm sure that also helps too.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
you have other kids.
Yeah, man. I mean, we were swimming yesterday with the kids, and I will never go a day without telling them I love them. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do they understand? Are they old enough to understand, or is it like
The youngest is 3, so she probably won't remember some
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, she'll have pictures, but that's about it.
Yeah.
His little brother's 5. He kind of understands what's going on, and you can see a little bit of like mood changes in him, and a little like
it'll hit every
Yeah,
now
like
and then.
the day that it happened, he took like a random nap in the middle of the day, and he never naps. So like so there's something going on with him, but you could definitely see it. He's having some sort of like emotional like feel towards it, and but yeah, my she's doing a little better. We've been checking up on her and making sure she's good, and yeah, man, family.
Yeah.
Family's too important not to rely on times like this.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like, it's the idea of losing a child. You know what I mean? Like you're a child. Like that's tough, man.
Yeah,
like, that's
you don't
just.
you don't plan for that.
Yeah,
There's no planning for
definitely
that. There's no preparing for that. Like,
And there's always that saying like, your child should never go before you type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you hear that.
and it's heavy and it's a lot to take on, especially I feel like you're stronger than me in a way, because I feel like I'd still be like a wreck right now.
Dude, it's been so hard to like not show emotion, but you know what, like being with family was great. Taking the time off from work and just like I was just like doing stuff, like just going out and like
staying busy.
Just staying busy and being with family, being with friends, all that stuff, man. It's been good. It's been it's been good to use like that as like a coping mechanism for what we're going through and stuff. And going through photos and stuff and just seeing like how happy, like every photo we had of him, he's like smiling and like laughing. And I'm like,
sick.
this kid was like, he got his way with everything. So like we'd be at my mom's, right, and she'd be watching like the news or like one of her like Lifetime shows, because she's like 60 something years old and she loves Lifetime. So he'd be like on the couch and he'd start crying because he didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
So he'd cry and cry and cry. He'd close his eyes, and then we're like, okay, he obviously wants to watch like Moana.
Right.
So we put it on, and then he'll do this thing where his eyes are closed, and he'll kind of like open it to see what we're doing, and he's like, oh, okay, they have it on, and he kind of smirk. So he knew what he was doing, man. Like that kid was smart.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's Mike just recently watched Moana as a whole here actually, because
What'd you think?
It's really good.
It's so good. It really is.
so good.
It is.
And Coco.
yeah. So we normally like we'll do the podcast and then we'll like eat dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with Elliot being here, he's like got the TV on. It's always like something like Encanto or whatever. And then Mike's like, it's crazy to see these movies like start to finish, because with his nieces, they just fast forward to the parts that they like.
Yeah, or they'll like replay a song. Replay a song.
He's like, I never knew this movie was about this.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's cool. It makes me happy to hear that like you guys still, you guys went swimming yesterday and stuff, because, a lot of times when stuff like this happens, it's really hard to move on, but doing things like something like swimming, like everyone having, that's like you're honoring that person, because you guys are living, you guys are having, you guys continue on living your life for them, and it's cool when you can continue to build those memories, and they're still, I feel like they're still there.
Yeah,
my biggest loss was my grandmother, and it's been fun, but over time, like you have those memories that I feel like are sad when you think about them. At least for me, the first couple, it took me a while, but it was hard. There's certain memories that were just hard.
Yeah. Oh,
and then now, when I look back at those hard memories, they're like, they make me happy. I use those as like my motivation. Or my funk. Those memories that used to like break me are like now like what I used to like they bring me happiness, because it's like such cool moments.
It was the same thing with my grandmother. I don't know if I told the story just to you or to, like on the podcast of how she had like dementia, and then she'd have moments where she'd like click and register. But there's still a stretch like right there, passing through San Dimas, like I think it's where the 210 branches off, but you can just keep going through San Dimas, like where those palm trees, like every time I drive through there, I get a little emotional because I'm like, fuck, this is where like, this was the last real conversation that we had. Cause like we were driving through there and the palm trees triggered her to like come back to reality. And then she just had this like 20 minutes of like the most cognizant, like, you know, talking to me about everything, and then she just reverted back, like it, like from one point to the next. But I still remember that stretch. So every time I'm there, I'm like, this is, but
yeah, man. But no, it's been a good week. I'm definitely in a better place than I was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I remember talking to you because we were gonna get you on earlier. And then I think like we had offered you the week or that Monday that the funeral was, and you're like, and I was like, are you cool talking about this? Is it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really healthy to talk about it, you know, like just to share like what it is that you're feeling. I mean, obviously I'm not like in a great state, but I'm in a better state.
Right.
You know? So yeah, it's definitely helped being back at work, being back with family. You know, my girl's been great. She's been like so strong, and like, I mean, because obviously, like, she's been with me forever, and so she knows them pretty well too. So, it was like she lost a nephew. So, I mean, for her to like lose him also, but also be like a rock for me when I wasn't like feeling great.
That's huge.
I mean, even when I'm like getting mad about the dumbest shit, because you know sometimes when you're going through shit, you start getting mad about like the dumbest. I got mad about what the heck did I get mad at? It was like something so stupid, and I got mad, and she was just like cool with it.
She's like, I get what.
And then like
you're being a dick right now.
And then about like 20 minutes later, I was like, I'm sorry. I see what I did. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, she's been great. Being with family's been great. So yeah, man. Thank you guys for reaching out too, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, is that the GoFundMe? Is that still up, or is that?
I mean, it's still up. I don't know how to turn it off. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to turn it off. So I mean, people have like donated like a couple bucks here. But the funeral's already been paid for. So the money now we're kind of just putting away for like, mostly for like my niece and nephew, like his brother and sister, just if they ever need anything in the future. So yeah, man.
Dude, I'll still plug it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys.
We'll throw it on with this episode too. Like,
cool, man.
You know, that's support the family any way we can. You know,
and as if I didn't like already like we can make jokes about how like rad we think like liquid death is and stuff, but like even hearing that now, I'm like, fuck, dude, like,
yeah, dude,
what a cool
dude, like so. After my first week of like taking off for like his passing, the VP like of the company reached out. He's like, hey, just checking in and see how things are going. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you know, we're going through this, we're doing this. And then I started talking about work, and he's like, dude, like, stop fucking talking. Like, I don't care about work right now. Like, I want to know about like how you're feeling. He's all like, worry about your family and let your work family take care of what's going on out here. So yeah, man, they definitely stuck out for me. So
that's sick, man. That like, it makes me like the company even more.
I know. I'm like proud.
Yeah. We're already fanboys, you know, but dude, that's awesome, man.